Hey guys, today we're going to go over why buying the first thing you see is probably not the best idea. After spending $134 on this stamped piece of garbage, I'm going to show you how I corrected it. Stick around. So I think it's natural when you buy a new motorcycle that one of the things that all factories do, because of whatever regulations they have, is they put these god-awful, super long fenders on the back of them, especially on sport bikes. That was absolutely my first priority when I bought the bike, was to get a Fender Eliminator Kit and get rid of that fender so that big long fender isn't hanging over. So I went to Revzilla. There weren't a lot of options available, at least on first glance, but I was in a hurry. I saw there was a Yoshimura Fender Eliminator Kit, and so I ordered it, but it was kind of expensive. It was about $134, and I'm like, well, it's expensive, but I need something because I can't stand those fenders. I got it, and I was really kind of shocked when I got it. It's really long. And I understand why they designed it this way. They put it out like this so that it will extend out past where your bags are. It will allow clearance so that you can use the stock turn signals with it, and they need to be able to clear the bags. So I'm like, okay, well, it is what it is. And I went ahead and mounted it up. Now, when you do this kit, you have to cut a bunch of wires. You have to shorten this wire that goes from the license plate illuminator back to your stock harness, and so you have to kind of get those together. You just get this wire comes out, and then you have to solder it together. Well, I soldered it together, and then it'll plug it. You can just plug it into your existing stock harness. That's fine, but it was a little bit of a pain in the butt. The stock turn signals, you just pull them out of the fender, and they work fine. You just route them up through and into the hole, and they'll plug right back into their stock locations. However, one of the things that I didn't care for is this open hole design, because it doesn't allow you to really hide these wires at all, and I just think it looks terrible. I suppose if you were running the bags, you might not see them as easily, but when you're not running the bags, there's really no way to hide this wire that's coming off of here. It just, you could bend it down and you could, do a lot of hokey stuff, but somehow, some way you're going to see this wire, and I just didn't care for that at all. The last thing I want to touch on is this just horrible design here for hooking your stock turn signals to this bracket. You have to bolt it here, and then the license plate becomes part of the structural integrity of this whole system. And it's very awkward when you're installing it. It's not impossible to do. I did get it done, but to me, it's just a horrible design. Why they didn't just put a whole plate right here? For $134, you think they could put a little more metal in. This real thin stamped metal, but they could have, put a whole plate here and then just made a way for you to attach your stock signals to it. But for whatever reason, they chose not to do that. Anyway, I don't want to drone on and on about this. I don't like this design. I think it's a pretty terrible design from Yoshimura, and I would not recommend it. I'm sure there are other options out there if you're going to run your bags. But in my case, I'm never going to put the bags on this bike. And I turned to a company called Moto Dynamics. Now, they're well known for their tail eliminator kits. I didn't know about them right away, but I've discovered that they have really reasonable priced products. And I bought their Fender Eliminator Kit, and its design is so much better. I also picked up their integrated taillight, and I'm going to go out in the garage. I'm going to show you what both of these products look like on the bike and how much better I think they function. Okay guys, so we're out in the garage now, and I'm just going to give you a quick view of the Moto Dynamics Tail Eliminator Kit installed, and as well as the integrated taillight. I'm going to spare you the installation because it is ridiculously easy. The Moto Dynamics Tail Eliminator, as you can see, is one solid piece of metal. It bolts in right up in here with these four bolts. Very easy to install, and there's one wire that you have to fish through that already has the plug on it. It's long enough to reach your stock harness, and it couldn't be easier. Integrated taillight has all of the wires already set up. All you have to do is fish those through. It's exactly like the stock light, except for it's got the turn signals since it's integrated. Since I did this, I went ahead and just decided that I was going to eliminate my stock signals. I just don't see any reason to have them. And I will pull this up and I'll show you how bright they are. But as you can see, I mean, to just address some of the things that I was originally complaining about was how much longer, the Yoshimura one stuck out, past the taillight. So I'll try and run some B-roll of what it used to look like. And then, so obviously, this bracket right here hides everything. I mean, you can sort of see a wire if you want to get up there. There's, a little bit of a wire that runs from the LED plate illuminator and runs up into that hole, but super, super easy to install. I think this whole thing took me less than a half an hour to install. I've been running it now for about a month, and I really like it a lot better. So much cleaner look to the back of the bike. As you can see from the profile here, it just cleans up the back of the bike pretty well. So, all right. As far as the integrated tail light, what I really love about it is it was just all plug and play. Super easy to install. Moto Dynamics did an excellent job. Let me show you how it comes from the factory. There's the just the running tail light. It's way brighter than the stock light, by the way. And so we're gonna go ahead, and I think you'll be able to see this. I'll go ahead and hit the brakes. And that's lit up completely. Here's the turn signal. Stock. So it's got that kind of cool, I don't know what you call that, but it's it's real smooth. Looks pretty neat. Also, when you step on the brakes, it automatically flashes the tail light initially, so that people are alerted that you're stopping. So now they say you have to make all these adjustments before you install it, but if you remove the rear seat, inside the tail section here, you can see there's a little button right next to the wire harness that comes out, and you remove that rubber plug there, and then you can change the settings. You can turn the license plate light on or off. You can change the stop alert to on or off, and you can change the sequential signal to on or off. So I'll try to run some B-roll of that running. Moto Dynamics has a video on their website that shows this very nicely, and I really don't want to pull that plug out right now. But anyway, the big design improvement to me is this full plate right here. It's powder coated really nice. I don't think the metal's any thicker, but then again, it's almost a third the price of the Yoshimura. But really well built. The powder coating is really nice, and easy to put your plate on, which makes it a lot better than what I was doing. Now, they do have an attachment that you can put put on this bracket that will allow you to run your stock signals. I chose not to do that. Or you can run a different bracket that will allow you to run aftermarket signals. So in my case, I don't think they're necessary because these are very bright LEDs. It really cleans up the bike quite a bit. So kudos to Moto Dynamics. I think they've done a really nice job here. The sequential taillight or integrated taillight is really nice. It's got a nice smoked finish. You can get it in clear also, but the LEDs are super bright, a lot brighter than stock. I think they did a nice job with the license plate illuminator as well. It's real small, but it tucks up underneath in that hole, so you really don't see it when you're just looking at the bike. But it does illuminate the license plate really nice. And so that's it, guys. Looks really great. And I think they've done a super nice job here. So let's wrap it up. Okay, guys, the moral of the story is don't buy things on impulse and just to get it done as fast as you can. Do your homework and make sure you get what you need. In my case, I was not going to run the bags. I should have considered Moto Dynamic to begin with. So go visit their website at motodynamic.com. They have all kinds of accessories for Kawasaki and other brands of bikes, but their quality is very good. The plug-and-play nature of their products is excellent. It makes it so much faster to install the products. And in my case, it took less than 30 minutes to install both the tail eliminator and the integrated tail light. So hopefully this video was useful to you. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and give me a like if you enjoy this content. And until next time, guys, thanks for watching.